Hello, everybody, and welcome back to KaneLockeGaming. As usual, I am KaneLocke, and today we've got some more Godzilla Battle Line content lined up for you. Now, today we're going to do something a little bit different. I had planned just to do some gameplay footage for the channel, had some recording difficulties, so we decided to take what we had and make lemonade out of lemons. So what we're doing today is the inaugural episode of Godzilla Battle Line Battle Analysis. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go through some of the battles that I played today, and we're going to kind of grade ourselves on how we think I did and if I would have done anything differently. I'm going to try to be a little bit harsh on myself here, too, because I don't want to get too big of a head. Yes, a couple seasons ago I was number 4 overall, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm better or worse than anybody at the game. It just means I worked a little bit harder. Also, before we get into that, I do want you to do something for me, guys. You see, if you're somebody out there who's kind of curious about ways that they want to improve or just want to find out how other people think that they're doing, go ahead and record a video of it. Feel free to send it my way. You can send it as an attachment to KaneLockeGaming@gmail.com or post it in Sir Melee's Discord server, the Facebook group, wherever you got. Just make sure you tag me. If you do that, I'll be more than happy to kind of go over it in one of my videos, review how I think you did, how I think you can improve, any of those things. And don't worry, guys, I'm not going to be too harsh on you unless you're really screwing up. Anyhow, without further ado, let's go ahead, get into the video, and see just how we did. Now, this is going to take a few seconds to load up, guys. Like I said, I just planned on doing some gameplay recording. Didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to, so bear with me here. As you can see, I've been lagging a little bit today, so don't know how choppy it's going to be. Also, I ran into a lot of connection issues early this morning. A lot of my matches just weren't launching, similar to how last season started, but without the complete and total game crash. So I think that's one of the bugs they talked about in the patch notes, because, again, I'm just running into a lot of that. Alright, now this is the first battle that I actually got today when I started recording. And my deck has not changed since last you saw it. Still pretty much running the meta from last season. I have not unlocked Fire Rodan yet, so I haven't been using them for the events. Now you can see what this guy's doing here, I think, is kind of a mistake. He dropped 2 big units. He dropped a Ghidorah, and he dropped Terrestrius. The problem is, there's nothing on the ground to stop my G89 from just annihilating his Terrestrius. You saw it right there. So, what you don't want to make the mistake of doing is putting out an important unit like Terrestrius early on without some way to protect him and ensure that he can evolve, or at least stands a good fighting chance. We took out his Ghidorah right there with one of our own, took out Rodan and Godzilla 89, but I did lose my Terrestrius on this first chance. He just kind of surprised me there with that G89. I wasn't completely ready for it. Now, again, I'm always an advocate of making sure you're protecting your EVO units. Anytime I drop an EVO unit, I have at least one, if not two pieces to kind of pull aggro, give them the chance to evolve. Now, this guy's in trouble here. I got G89 right up in his face. Wasn't even my plan, but it worked out for me. And he kind of starts panic summoning here. And as you can see, once he's done that, once you panic summoning, it's pretty much game over. So that was more or less an easy one. I'm going to go ahead and pause it here so I can grade myself. I did make a mistake or two with how I put out my units, but it didn't end up biting me in the end. That early moment there, releasing G89, he got annihilated just because he had no way of countering Ghidorah, and then he had to face off against another Godzilla and, a couple other units in there. Overall, though, that one worked out in my favor. I didn't necessarily do much wrong, but I didn't do too much right either. I'm going to give myself an average grade, probably about a C. So let's see what we've got next here. And yeah, I'm pretty sure this is another one that crashed on me. Nope, I actually got into this one. Alright, let's see what we have. I don't remember this one at all, which means I either did terrible or I did okay. Alright, you see he drops G89 there, but he does it immediately, so he's basically got no energy left. Obviously, he drops Minya. That's a pretty common tactic. I do the same thing. Difference is my Minya's doing a better job of stun locking his G89. Not to mention, my G89's pretty beefy. He's pretty high level. I think he's 27 or 28 now. Now he drops Rodan, not really concerned about him. G89 is not out there to survive, but he did drop that Mothra. That's not something that I typically worry about. I don't focus as much as stopping their evolutions as making sure I get mine out. But he does pull an annoying move here as Mothra beelines it for my energy collector, and of course I can't stop it from being destroyed. Not really a major loss. I got Minya up there doing a little bit of work. Fortunately, G89 gets ignored, but in a one-on-one, my G89 almost always wins that encounter. Plus, he's flanked by Ultima. Rodan coming in here, he doesn't even take out Minya. His Rodan just got wrecked, and there it is. He just calls it a day. That one, I think the only mistake that I really made that I probably would have done differently is I probably would have put my Godzilla Ultima there a little bit further ahead when I dropped him to kind of intercept Mothra, pull that aggro, keep the energy collector around. Obviously, it didn't have an impact on the outcome. That one I'm going to give myself a B on. I think I did okay on that, but it wasn't really a good test to see how I was doing. That was kind of an easy fight. Unfortunately, since I'm not out of the lower ranks there, I'm not up at rank 65, I am going to run into a lot of guys whose units probably are way lower levels than mine. But let's go ahead and see what we got on deck here. Alright, let's take a look. And here, yeah, I ran into some issues finding an opponent. Usually took me a while this morning to get opponents. Either they were crashing or it was just taking forever to find them. Excuse me, I apologize in advance as well, guys. If I sound a little bit hoarse, I came down with bronchitis last week, Still haven't quite shaken it yet. And here we go. Looks like we're finally going to get into a battle. This guy, anytime I see a Mecha Godzilla, I'm usually not too worried about what I'm going to run into. He immediately drops Terrestrius. As usual, I think that's kind of a mistake. Get my energy collector going, give me a little bit of an edge on getting my units out. And here we go. There he drops Ghidorah. As you can see, that's a little bit of a problem for me. I've got no actual ranged units that are going to be able to stop him yet. Use Minya just to kind of slow him down a little bit, and also drop Terrestrius on the other side. Try and get his evolution going there. G89 made it to the back ranks. He's up there doing some work. Oh, there's a Rodan 93. That's the first one I've run into so far. Let's see, that didn't help him too much. Yeah, his Mothra evolved again, but Ghidorah is still at full health. He's about to get back there. This fight's basically academic at this point. Now here we go. We've got Natural Larva on the field. We got both Ghidorah still alive, and we got Ultima also there to protect him while he's evolving. That Mega Gears took out our Ghidorah. No big deal. Ultima just wrecks him. So again, at this point, it's just a matter of time. His Terrestrius, he's going to stall us a little bit here, but frankly, it doesn't really matter. We're going to go ahead. We used the Bladed Ripper. We used the special there. We're going to make sure that that Ultima doesn't evolve. But frankly, again, it doesn't matter. He's got nothing that can stop it. There it goes right there. Alright, now that one, that was probably one of my better fights in terms of execution. Didn't really make a mistake in the placement of the units in the order that I summoned them. But also, his units were just not high enough level to sustain damage from mine. That probably could have gone a lot differently if his battle pieces were at higher levels. So let's see. I think it's fair to give myself a B+ on that. But let's see what we've got next. And as you can see, we're getting some pretty lousy battle piece drops, but I'm not overly concerned about that. I got the ones in my deck that I'm going to be working on probably for a while. Oh, and we do take a moment here, and I finally got my premium pass activated. We do some collecting here. We got Mega Gears shards. I've got no problem with Mega Gears shards, especially for free. And let's see, the next map is going to give us a whole lot of garbage. But hey, it's free 500 coins, and anytime you get battle pieces for free, that's a good thing. Next map, some King Caesar shards, but I find I'm not really using him in the meta anymore. He's kind of dropped off the radar a little bit. I still see him being used, but with the number of counters to him that are out there, especially in my deck right now, King Caesar is just not a threat. And that sucks because I absolutely love King Caesar. He's one of my favorite kaiju of all time. He's just not that valuable in the game anymore. So let's see who we got in our next battle. Oh, what am I doing in here? Oh, that's right. I'm going to make a quick change here. Decided to swap out Kamacuris for Rodan so I could start working on getting some of these event rewards. Kamacuris is the most replaceable unit, so anytime I have to change my main deck, Kamacuris is usually the one that's getting swapped out. He's valuable, But between the other units I have, like the big tank, G89, Lake Minya, it's not a huge loss to pull Kamehameha out. I've got other battle pieces that can pull aggro when I need it. Let's see if this is one it actually let us play. I don't think so. And as you can see, it was lagging really, really bad for me. And once it gets into the game, into the battles, it seems to run just fine. But it's just getting into those battles. And yep, there it is, another communication error. Also had that weird bug. I'm not even sure what's going on with the background when that happens. Let's see. So, again, I think this one was another communication error coming up. Oh, yeah, the lag was real, guys. Were you guys experiencing this kind of lag, or have you been lately? Drop me a comment. Let me know how your game has been running, because mine has just been running like crap. Whereas the last couple of seasons, it's run smooth as butter. And again, another communication error on the same guy. Beginning to wonder if some of these guys just aren't force quitting before the match begins, because I don't think I ever successfully got matched with this Planet Z guy. Alright, here's Dinobot again, but I think this one crashes again. Let's see what happens. Oh my god, the lag. Man, they're making me run my voice out today. Yep, there's another one of those errors. And we'll try again. Alright, here we go. Somebody I don't recall playing in a while. Yep, Fluffy. And he's using that G21 icon. I like it, but not as much as the other GVK icons. Alright, there's that weird visual glitching going on. Now, he drops the energy collector right away. I'm more of a fan of letting the energy build up before dropping the collector. That way I can still get other units out pretty quickly. Now, he drops the train bomb, but it's not enough to kill it off immediately. I'm going to get some stuff out of it. Drops Megaguirus while I get my Batra larvae out there working on that. And, of course, we love having Minya escort us. And King Ghidorah, ooh, actually, he almost killed my King Ghidorah. That sucked. Well, that was a tough Megaguirus. And over there, he's dropping Terrestrius and Mechagodzilla. But Terrestrius is ahead, and Terrestrius is done. He ran into that G89 wall right there. Ghidorah finally dies, gets a couple hits on the leader there. Drop the Rodan mostly just so I can add some pressure. With him only costing 4 energy now, he's a pretty valuable piece. Now he's got his King Ghidorah out. Minya, goodbye. Oh, and there's another train bomb. Oh, I hate that train bomb. Alright, his Ghidorah's coming for us, but it's almost dead. I'm not too concerned about that. Plus, I got Batra. That means Ghidorah is screwed here. Now, Batra Imago is definitely the definition of a glass cannon. I mean, he hits super hard, but he is ridiculously squishy, and there it is, he's toast. Now we got Terrestrius and Megaguirus to deal with. As you can see, my Terrestrius evolved. That means Megaguirus is kind of screwed at this point, but I'm more interested in stopping that Terrestrius from evolving first. So I get G89 out there to counter him. Since he's still pulling aggro on Megaguirus, drop Rodan, and there it is. He gave it up. Can't really blame him there. Now, I don't think I did super great on that one. I had to do things differently, I probably wouldn't have been using Rodan as much. He's valuable, he's fast, he's got some of the fastest attacks in the game. He can be pretty useful, but I could have very easily dropped Ultima there at the end instead. Probably could have dropped a couple other units somewhere else. But again, I played well enough that we got a rage quit going on. And that was kind of average, somewhere between a C plus and a B minus. But let's move on to the next. I think I might be collecting my rewards here. Yes, and these cases I don't think give me too much usefulness. Let's see what we pulled. Because I barely even pay attention to what I get from these normal expedition maps. More lag. Well, we got some Dorats, we got some Godzilla. Yeah, that's not too bad. And next up, who do we got? Ooh, a whole lot of garbage. Man, I hope they improve these weapon pieces at some point. These Super X, the tanks, all of those things, they are just so bad right now, completely useless. They don't need huge buffs, but they certainly need some buffs so that they're not just wasting space and screwing up our drop rates. Alright, so here we got Jobu. Now, I don't think I ever played this guy before, so let's see how we did. I think out of everybody I fought today, he probably gave me the most trouble. So let's see if it's because he outplayed me or if I outplayed myself. Alright, he's dropping Rodan right away, drops Mothra in the back, and we're going to go ahead and drop Terrestrius, but that's not a great place for him to be. He moves pretty quick on land, which means he's going to be running into trouble. Dropping Rodan to escort him, not a great decision on my part, I'll be honest there. But Terrestrius is still alive. Let's see if we can get him to evolve while Rodan does some work on the leader. And oh, that's a problem. Oh, man, I got lucky with getting that evolution there, that's for damn sure. So we dropped Ghidorah here. Again, I can't help but feel that was kind of a mistake. I needed something to slow down Godzilla. Of course, here we go. We got our energy collector. We got Godzilla of our own on the field, but I'm taking some pretty significant damage there. Never enough to really concern me, but probably more than I needed to take. Now Godzilla's getting double teamed, so we gotta take out Mothra with Rodan, and then our Rodan gets in there, does some more work. And as quick as he is, he's right there. He's in Jobu's face. He's doing work. Looks like my Godzilla outmuscles his. But I think he's going to be going down here. He's only got a sliver of health left. Now, that was a bad placement for Batra. I did that one accidentally. Fortunately, I got enough pressure on Jobu here that I don't think it's going to make a difference. But we do run into JJ. He makes a pretty good little tank to stop Ultima. We got Mothra out there. Yep, there goes Ultima. But Ghidorah's in to do some work there too. And there's no way his Rodan's going to survive my level 9 Ghidorah. And he does not. Excuse me. And at this point, again, it's academic. I got 3 flyers, 2 ranged attackers, and Jobu's got his Mecha Godzilla is already almost done. And there it goes. That's the game. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. So again, like I was saying, I made a few misplays there. I managed to survive mostly based on the fact that I got more powerful units than your average Joe. That was probably the worst played battle I've done today. It still worked out in my favor. I still won, but not necessarily off the merits of strategy. That was just pure raw power. And that works. Sometimes that's fine. But in terms of actual skill, I'm going to go ahead and give myself a D on that one. That was not great. But there we have it today. As you can see, even though I was number 4 once upon a time, that doesn't mean that I don't make mistakes or bad decisions. And frankly, I was being outplayed in terms of strategy there. So sometimes when it comes to getting those ranks, guys, it really is just a matter of how much you're willing to grind for it. Personally, I'm kind of grinded out after a couple seasons go. It's just, for me, not worth it. Now, I very easily could start grinding again and probably make a top 10 rank, but that again has more to do with my pieces are going to be outclassing a lot of the guys in terms of stats. And sometimes that's the best way to improve your ranking position. This game is about strategy, but until they get the matchmaking more evenly balanced, you're not going to see strategy playing as big of a role. It's all going to be about having bigger units than your opponent does. Hopefully, Toho can address that, figure out a way to balance it, so we can actually start using some of the great synergies that are actually possible. Now, that's all we got for today. As you can tell, my voice is, it's just about shot. But like I said, if you want me to review your roster, you want me to review some battles, tips, and pointers, feel free to record a video. Leave it, again, you can email me, KaneLockeGaming@gmail.com. Drop it in the Discord, all that good stuff. So, as usual, this is KaneLocke signing off. Peace!